Right Now Show! And now, your host,
I'm having a great day.
Have a seat. We already poured you a fake cup of coffee. And we'll just sit and talk nice and casual. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay. Welcome everyone to the Right Now Show. I just went upstairs and grabbed a surprise special guest who I confirmed. Her name is Brenda. And what's your last name? I'm sorry.
Andrade.
Brenda Andrade, everyone, from the HR people team. Thanks so much, Brenda, for sitting down with us for this. Okay, so maybe you can just start by telling us, well, we already know your name. What is your position? Maybe how long have you worked here? Where do you live? Anything else we should know about you?
So I'm an HR generalist for the Buyer's Edge platform. I've been here for about a month. So super excited to be here, and I currently live a little bit Western Mass in Leominster.
Okay.
So yeah, come into the office a few days a week.
Great. It's nice that you're coming in, and it's so great to see you every day. So you've been here a month, you said?
Yeah.
And how's it going so far?
It's
do you
good.
love your job?
I
Like your
do,
job?
yeah.
How do you feel?
It feels like I've been here a lot longer than a month. So yeah, it's going well. Every day is a little bit different, learning a lot.
So I think that this is a role that expanded the HR team, right? Or are we replacing a vacant seat?
I think the seat was open at some point and someone had left and kind of grown into a different position. So yeah.
So what kinds of, I'm assuming that means that HR is taking on new responsibilities, expanding their scope. Can you speak at all to what kinds of new things HR is doing that they brought on, new talent?
I think the idea is to kind of divide up the work so individuals have different areas of focus.
Okay.
And then hopefully expand into just different avenues within HR, the culture, engagement, and yeah, we're expanding, so definitely need a bigger group.
Great. So the first month or so of a job is like kind of a crucial time where you like kind of figure out how is this going to fit into my life? Like how is this going to, and obviously that's, like what would you say to someone, I know you're coming from HR, so you're a little bit biased, but what would you say to somebody about what the first month at Buyer's Edge platform is like?
I feel like it's been comfortable. The adjustment was nice because I was working remote prior, fully remote. So this is actually the first time I've been working in an office since 2020. So I feel like the culture is really present. So it's been very nice to kind of transition into that.
Can you tell me, like, what do you make of that culture? How would you describe it in a couple words?
Lively and energetic.
Oh, I love that. I think that that's really important because, I don't know, I don't want to be somewhere sleepy. And
Yeah, no.
that's kind of my motto, like, just not boring.
No,
Just don't bore me.
No, people definitely have high energy here.
Love that. So, so would you say that, like, the expectation was kind of set for you? Like, do you think that the first month, there's always, for everything. When I go to a restaurant, I'm like having these delusions of grandeur about like how incredible every dish is going to be. And then sometimes that really happens and it's amazing. Sometimes not quite. When you were obviously making this huge life choice to change jobs, I'm sure you had some expectations in your mind, maybe even some delusions of your own. Do you think that the first month of your time working here has met the expectations, or in what way was it different?
I think it's actually in some areas exceeded it. Because I know that the potential is ideally for me professionally is to grow. So now like sitting in the seat and seeing the department and how everything has transitioned, I know that there is the potential to grow. And I think the perk that comes along with it is the culture, because if you're coming into an office, you want it to be lively. So I think that goes hand in hand. So it's definitely made just the transition, because I was a little bit nervous coming on site, even if it's just a few days a week. So that was probably like the only transition.
What do you miss about your remote life?
I was with my dog all the time, so that's what I miss.
I'm sure he misses you too.
Yeah.
So I understand the HR department is hiring, and I think that's exciting because, first of all, from my kind of view here, I've worked for the company for almost 9 years. HR has evolved in an incredible way and gotten a lot more sophisticated, organized, well-resourced, and everything else. But also, when I think about the HR department, I think about some of like some really people I really truly like and admire, and like people I've known for years, like Jen and Amanda, Tracy, just like the sweetest, most positive, helpful people. And then they've brought on newer people to the team, like Aaron, Nafisa, Sandra, and there's one that I'm forgetting who I really like, and that is Lindsay.
I'm like, Did I
get them all?
You did.
Anyway, these are great people, and so I think you're really lucky to work with such an amazing group. So, with all that said, what would you say to someone who's thinking about applying for this new HR job that I think is in Chicago?
It's in the Buffalo Grove location. We're looking for an HR business partner. That position's, I think, unique and interesting because it's a growing office, and it's definitely needed. But yeah, I think...
You said that with a certain like little shaky air. What does that mean? What was behind that little gesture?
I think every position is like crucial. So I think just going through that process. Before this, I was a recruiter. So I feel like, yeah, when you have a job that's like very much essential, it's like you're looking for such a great candidate to sit in that seat. So it's just really important, especially for an office that doesn't have it.
Got it.
But yeah, that position itself, I think it looks great, especially if someone's been an HR generalist for a few years. It's kind of that next step. So I think it would be great just to get a good candidate in there.
Well, if anyone who watches this knows someone or wants to apply, I mean, you'd be joining a real stellar team. So before we wrap up, I want to know from you on a completely different note, like, what's your connection like to the restaurant world? I took this job specifically because I wanted to work in the restaurant industry. Do you have a passion for food service? Do you love food? What do you think about restaurants? Or like, is that not really a thing for you?
No, it is. My first job actually was at Subway. So I worked at Subway for a while.
Okay.
And then I actually worked at Starbucks for a while as well. So definitely having some experience, but I think I'm definitely a foodie. I love trying new restaurants. And small mom and pop coffee shops. I think those are lovely as well. So yeah, that definitely was a perk when I was looking for new jobs.
Got it.
Being in a food industry space alongside the software and analytic.
Got it.
As well.
So what's a coffee trend that you're either excited about or not really excited about? Overblown or totally appropriately blown?
I wish I was into matcha. I know that's a big popular thing.
Yeah.
I'm just not.
Got it. Yeah. There's like sort of a romantic ceremony of preparation.
It looks beautiful, but
how do you feel about the whole, French press and the AeroPress and the drip versus the, all these different, slow coffee methods?
I love it for some people, but it's just not for me. I love my Nespresso maker. It's just
okay. Where do you stand on the iced coffee versus cold brew debate?
Lately, I've been in iced coffee with a turbo shot, so that's kind of my...
So you like to just kick it up high octane. Well, that makes sense why you have all this energy that you bring to the organization. I am sorry that I forgot your name, and I'm so glad that you've been such a good sport to come play along. And now we're officially friends.
I think so, yeah.
Get ready. We're going to be drinking some iced coffees together for, I think, years to come.
As long as it's not matcha.
Hey, thanks so much to Brenda for coming on the Right Now show, and we'll catch you next time.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.